Hey everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a card using a Hostess Rewards stamp set. You have your choice of these stamp sets when you host a gathering before the end of June. These are exclusive sets that are available to choose from. And if you'd like to host a gathering, just contact me. You can go to the URL in the upper right corner and find my contact information, and you can host an online gathering if you'd like. So you can use your Hostess Rewards dollars to choose one of these stamp sets among many other items you can get for free. Okay, so let's get started. I've loaded the vase with the flowers stamp into my MISTI, and I'm inking it up with black ink, and then I'm going to stamp it on white daisy cardstock. And I'm going to do a couple of them. I'm only going to do one card today, but I like to stamp an image more than once in case I goof up when I color, like really bad. So anyway, I'm going to stamp two of them, but only use one today. So that's my second one. And then I'm going to color this image in. Oh, first I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and I'm using the light color of Ballerina. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do evergreen or just black, so I wound up just choosing the black one, so I'll show you the stamping of this one. So that's my sentiment. And then I'm going to cut it out using a circle thin cut on my Big Shot. Kind of designed as I went with this card, so you get to see the process. So, okay, so I have that cut out. Now I'm ready to start coloring. So I have sped this up like super fast, and I hope I don't make you dizzy, but I just decided to leave the whole coloring process in. And I wound up using only 4 or 5 different markers. I used a light blue and a light gray, and then a green and a pink and a yellow. So it's pretty simple coloring. I didn't do a ton of shading, but I just wanted to get some color down on these flowers. At first I thought I was going to do like a multiple color bouquet, but then I changed my mind and decided to just do pink flowers. So this is my process. I'm just coloring everything in. And you'll notice right there I made a little mistake, and you can use the colorless blender to just push color back in. If you go over the line just a smidge, you can kind of work that blender and push the color back into the area where it should be. So these tri-blend markers have 3 different shades of a color within one marker. So you have a light, medium, and dark. So there's 24 colors available, and they're available on my website. And actually, because you get light, medium, and dark, you actually get 72 colors. So these markers are a lot of fun to work with, and they're bright and colorful, and I just love them. You notice I use them quite a lot on my projects. They're pretty easy to work with. I'm still learning how to blend and how to figure out like where the light is coming from and doing the shading and that kind of thing, but these are pretty easy to work with. So that's my finished coloring. Okay, so I'm going to use the paper from the Blue Skies collection. I'm going to use this pink plaid, and I'm kind of deciding where exactly to trim that off because I want to save that other on the other side of that paper, there's that design, and I want to save that. So I'm cutting so that there's only the grid paper on the other side. And I'm trimming that at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's an A2 size card. And then I'm going to trim my art panel down. I thought I was going to use that scallop circle, but it turned out that my images were too large for the card to be able to use that. So I wound up not using that and just using the circle with the sentiment. So I'm trimming my art panel down. And now I'm kind of figuring out what else I want to put on my card. And if I want it to use that zip strip, and it needs something else. So I'm going to bring in a paper from the mix-ins. And this is Sweet Leaf. It's got a little pattern on it. And I'm still kind of deciding what exactly I want to do, and I thought, okay, well, I'll trim it down and just kind of see what it looks like. That panel with the vase, it's very large for an A2 card, so it was a little tricky to figure out how exactly to design the card. So I went to my Make It From Your Heart collection, and I chose pattern number 2, and I thought that I could adapt that to this card. And so I started out cutting it according to the directions, the size of cardstock, and well, you'll see where I get. So I thought I was going to use that zip strip, but we'll see. And then I thought I needed to matte my panel in black just to make it pop a little bit more. So I'm just adding like a really skinny border just to give it a little more definition when I add it to the front of my card. Okay, so I'm kind of placing things and getting rid of some things, and I still felt like the proportions were a little bit off. And it needed something else. Okay, so I decided to bring another piece of that sweet leaf mix-in and trim it a little bit wider, just so that it would match up with the proportions of that art panel. So I cut it a little bit wider. That's working. Still need something else. Shimmer trim. So this is the light pink shimmer trim. And I decided to bring that in. Okay, so a little trick to save your shimmer trim is if you're going to cover most of it up, instead of using a long strip, you can just use little bits that are going to be actually showing. So that's what I cut, like 3/4 of an inch. 2 bits of shimmer trim. Now I'm going to start assembling my card. And I'm using bonding memories. Just going to glue everything down. And then I'm adding those 2 little bits of shimmer trim at the top and the bottom. And now I'm deciding if I want to pop that panel or if I just want to glue it direct. I decided to go ahead and glue it down direct. And then I can pop my sentiment. So I'm using thin foam tape. And yes, this time I'm just tearing it. And we'll get that attached to the front of the card. And then I'll finish it off by adding some pearls. First I thought maybe the black and white dots, but decided on the pearls. So I'll have some still pictures of my card at the end. So these supplies are available on my website, and you can go to the URL in the upper right corner to shop. And I appreciate you watching my video today. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. If you like what you see, I'd also appreciate a thumbs up. Thanks for watching today.